Here's the wheel wall.
The famous wheel wall.
Hi. Oh my god, I fixed myself. Hey, didn't expect you guys to be here so soon. Why don't you come on in and have a look at my crib? Welcome to Jurassic Park. No. Yeah, we thought it'd be a cool idea to give you a tour of JDM Distro, Japanese domestic market distribution.
So here's the forklift.
Here's the forklift. Here's a recycling bin. Freeze, motherfucker! Drop the gun! Here's Sean.
Flat out.
This is like a bulletproof door. Bulletproof glass. This place used to be it was a coal shed, and we converted it to our warehouse. And this is where they kept, I don't know, it's like a bulletproof kitchen or something. This place was robbed at gunpoint before we were here many years ago, and they built this bulletproof office with a big steel door. We got cages on the windows so we can't escape. It's a kitchen slash work area. This is where I work. I've got my collection of porn movies that I watch when nobody's looking. Porn magazines that I fap off in the toilet. My favourite one is The Strong Chaser. Flits make your happiness tissues that I use when I'm finished, then working my way through my collection of porn. Sean is actually working away there and we're distracting him heavily. What are you doing, Sean? You're listing some wheels.
Some hot boy wheels here.
So we got some wheels that we bought on Yahoo auctions, and they are coming in a container. Oh yeah. And then when this stuff comes in, then obviously then we'll clean it up and then take our own photographs of it, but most of the stuff we're literally just going off the pictures on Yahoo. We bought some muffins, 99 cent in Tesco. We got the Mega Acing microwave. Whoa. Here's our dead fly collection. We like feeding the shredder too when he's hungry. Here's our bamboo chopping board because we're JDM. Come on out. We'll start at the back. Got some nice toilets which are cold. You don't want to hang out in there for too long. There's actually a shower in here. It's quite grim looking. Check out the shower. We don't really use the shower much. Spiders live in here, and so does mold. Here's all our tools. Like I said, we don't do a whole lot of mechanical work here. We do like compression tests on engines and
That's it.
that's pretty much it. Like, we used to do work here, but we kind of just more or less just sell stuff now. It's just less hassle. There's a 200SX that if you've been watching the videos for a while, it was being stored in another shed. Now it lives here. It's become an ornament. We store items on it, like this really nice Voltex diffuser, which is for an S2000.
There's a guy collecting it.
Coming over to collect it in person. Here's some doors for a rear-wheel drive Starlet. There's a big, massive collection of tyres up there. They're going to be sold eventually on eBay. Take a lot of tyres off wheels when they come in, so they're stored up here until they're disposed of. We've got the old shoes over here. They're a nice little piece over here in the corner, so when we get a little bit sad or stressed out, we look to the shoes for happiness, and they bring us endless joy. I like this. It's a great looking office chair. The reason why I wanted to do the tour is because we've got a container coming in 4 days maybe. This is the cleanest the warehouse has been in a while. Everything's organised and nice. Here's your package section. JDM Distro, custom tape, random SSR stickers, a glove. Just like random stuff that's here then. So this is more tyres that I guess we'll list on eBay sometime. These are really cool. I don't know if we've shown these before. We used to use them for photographs, but what are they? For racing purpose only.
Yeah, just about actually.
14-inch slicks. I think they came in on a set of SSR Mark IIs. This is where we store second-hand seat rails. Here's all the new seat rails. We used to keep the stock of them, but like stuff would be sitting here for a really long time. So now we just order them for customers. So we have some really popular ones here. Skylines, Sylvias. Get out of the basket. This is is all crankshafts.
There's crankshafts.
Crankshafts and drives. Strong.
RB.
RB crankage.
RB25 crankshaft. Drives, then diff.
More diffs.
33
Loads of
ABS
diffs.
diff. Famous tire machine. Your favorite part of the job ever. This is where you take hundreds and hundreds of tires off and have the most fun in the whole world. More cages on the window so we can't escape. There's actually a bit of smashed glass there where someone tried to escape before but they were killed. Here's the wheel wall.
Famous wheel wall.
Looking full but not as full. I guess we sell a lot of wheels, which is great. That's how we get to keep jobs. Yeah, it's nice to come down here and just take it all in, stare at the wall. We never actually have any free currency and we are slaves to JDM Distro because when we get paid, we end up spending money on items in here. So yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Yeah, what's on the wall right now? Some nice Advans. There's those crazy Zeniths, P1s. Yeah, there's actually some really amazing L wheels on the wall at the moment. Has the novelty worn off yet, Sean?
We're getting there.
Nearly 1 year of working here.
Never gets old though.
But yeah, the wheel wall is great. Like I said in a previous video, there's not too many places in the world where you just have a big, massive, huge wall of Japanese wheels. It's pretty cool. Let's work our way down to the darker depths of JDM Distro. So this is a 180SX Type X shell. One of our mates, Martin, used to use this in competitive drifting in Ireland. He was a semi-pro. This is what he was, and it was the Irish Drift Championship. The idea is to reshell the rusty brown car into the silver car someday, so that's why it's here. Here's some like leftovers from different wheels. This is Dave, the owner. This is his Pride and Joy machine. Funny story is he was actually building it for a customer, and then the customer decided he wanted to build a house, so he sold the car to Dave. So Dave basically built the car for himself. You might have seen it from a previous video, or me and Adrian drove it back, but it's amazing. We'll do a proper video on it when we take it out, maybe in the summer, and clean it. It has like all the parts you could ever want to chuck at one of these things. Everything is Grady or Trust or HKS. It's just been put down here for the time being. There's a lot of shit going on, so like the cars have taken a back seat. There's an R33 GTR that's looking a bit sad. I don't know what the intentions are for this, if it's going to be broke for parts or whatever, but just in the last few years these cars went from being like worth nothing in the recession to being worth a lot of money. So even this shell alone is worth a lot of money now. Like, and it's probably a little bit rusty because Nissan's, you know, it's got the badge in the back, so it must be real. And I think it was a V-Spec. I'm not sure if that's a real sticker or not, but it looks kind of real. And it probably was at the Nürburgring, but it's hard to know. Got some fucking mangled rims. Look at that. That's lovely. Jesus. Here's the smashed lip off that Meister. That's the Meister that like hit a guardrail in Japan that you might have saw us rebuild in an earlier episode. That is a serious fucking hit. Here's a dodgy pillow. I'm not sure why this is here. Here's the little Honda Zoomer that Dave bought from Japan. It's got a really, really cool little exhaust. Pro Exhaust Magic. We sell a lot of teen suspension. Again, we used to keep a stock of a lot of stuff, but it's just easier for us to just send it straight to the customer from the distributor. These are street bases for an Accord CL7. So if you have an Accord CL7 and you want to buy these or a set of wheels that look like the first CL7 Accord, got you covered. What are these for? NB8C. Mazda.
MX-5.
MX-5. More SSRs, SP1s. I think they're two odd size wheels. Yeah, they are. They're like a half an inch between them. I think they brought these in for a customer years ago from Japan, and they cost them a lot of money, and then the customer flaked on them and never paid them. So, so now we're just stuck with these wheels because they're actually quite common in Ireland. So the money it cost Dave to get these wheels, it's not worth selling them for like super cheap. So he's just going to keep them. Magnesium forged R32 GTR wheels. Some lights. EG. So we have a shitload of Apexi air intakes. So if anyone's looking for an air filter for an A111, there you go. We've got a stack of random stuff like that down here that's not really listed on the website yet. Yeah, so kind of a work in progress on the ground here. Adrian has been sorting his way through all this stuff from the old warehouse just to try to figure out what it is. Gets a little messier down here because it's all the small parts. We got all just clutches in here, some used clutches. We used to import used clutches from Japan, but we don't do it as much anymore. Look at this mad triple plate Agura ORC beast of a clutch. N1 R32 GTR headlights, Dave's for his own collection. So I guess when you own a business importing Japanese stuff, you definitely keep the stuff that's really rare for yourself. So he's got a little stash of stuff here for his skyline. No point in walking past this. Another big elephant in the room is another R32 GTR. Look how many different wings it's had. So there was a wing here, then it had, it looks like a GT wing, then it looks like there's standard wing mounts here, then it had another type of GT wing. So it had 4 wings on it at one point. Yeah, it's a real GTR. Dave picked this up in the recession for a cheap price. The engine is disassembled, but it's got like mad amount of gauges. All SAR gauges, or these S14 kooky headlights. Apexi exhaust systems. These are all brand new. Like I said before, Dave bought a bunch of stock from another business when it went out. Oh, look at the size of that big massive spider. Hey buddy. So yeah, there's a lot of Evo stuff here from an old Evo shop that went out of business. Some wheel nuts that come in with stuff from Japan, 326 power. Some manifolds, some exhausts in various shapes, R33, HKS. It's a collection of mirrors, pop. Altezza lights, S14 headlights, R33 Series 2 indicators. Here's a singular Supra headlight. Like I said, we used to keep a big stock of just like smaller items for things, but it just isn't really worth your while. The stuff we sell the most of are wheels and engines and that, so keeping lights and stuff just wasn't really financially the way to go. We just order the stuff from Japan now for people. Some nice brand new discs for a Nissan 300 ZX. This is a timing belt for a 4E. That's for an RB20. There's a 5 Ziegen Decat for an Evo. Power Enterprise belts then for a 2JZ 16 valve 4AG. More manifolds. Is that for a B series? And the pipes, Cusco stickers on them. A TD04 MX5 turbo kit. So if anyone's looking for an MX5 turbo kit, we have one here. Oil cooler, power steering coolers, or oil cooler. Hey, check these out. These are Nismo clocks. I thought they'd go to 300, but they go to 260. If you know what these are for, an R32 or an R33, let us know. More clocks. These are some weird custom clocks that someone did in the UK because they've been converted to miles per hour for a Skyline. bits for boost controllers and stuff. Buckets of just bits for blitz, boost control. All that stuff is actually listed on the website. Pexi, GTST, downpipe. Just gaskets, fucking rod bolts. Gaskets again, engine mounts.
I don't know if any of this works.
This is kind of the stuff we're not sure if it works or not. Just Defi gauges. There's actually, it's kind of sad, just a massive box of just Defis, but the senders and various wires are missing on a lot of this stuff, so we're not sure if a lot of it works. Pexi RSMs, VAFC, VTEC airflow controller, Blitz voice guide. Oh, that's that crazy, the Pexi PNBC. See this? Wow. Brand new.
Isn't that fairly?
I think this came after the Pexi Power FC. An ECU, airflow, ignition timing, injector correction. That's brand new and I've never seen another one. We actually have boxes of Power FCs. Look at these then, because you never see the Power FC boxes. This is a brand new Power FC. Just the box is so cool. It's like something from fucking Gran Turismo 2. Look at it, really, really terrible pixelation on the design and everything. A box of random ECUs. There's a whole stack of Power FCs. This is out of a Starlet TRD Glanza. Super Performance Products, Farina Racing. We are noble men of motorsports and we are madmen about tuning too. We have cancer of tuning. We hope that you have to take this cancer. Any of you that are into RX-7s will probably know of Night Sports. Here's a Night Sports FD ECU. Result Magic EF9 ECU. We used to bring in turbos and then recondition them and stuff back in the day, but it's just not worth the misery anymore. The Cusco strut brakes. We actually had a shitload more, but we listed a lot of them on the website and they've sold. RX-7. So yeah, Cusco RX-7 strut brakes. There's a TD06. More Defi gauges. Tomy oil filler cap. It looks like a little piston. Very cool.
Yeah, I like that.
NGK power cables for an Evo 1, 2 and 3. We have a stack of Apexi oil filters. Fucking kind of cool. HKS oil filters. I think these are discontinued now in this colour and the pink colourway. Some old school HKS oil filter. Here's all our wheel nuts. We sell a lot of JR, Japan Racing wheel nuts. They're actually decent wheel nuts because they're forged, they're not aluminium, so cheap, cheerful. Evo 4, yeah, look. Manufactured by Project Mu for carbonated.
Oh, yeah.
G-Master suspension parts. So G-Master tie rod ends for a Supra or a Soarer. Cones, HPI. There's a full box of them there. Wheel covers, SSR wheel covers, they're really cool. Nobody really cares about these anymore, which is a shame. Ugh. Yeah, we have a bunch of those pillar gauge cluster yokes. Oh, top fuels, that's a top fuel intake.
Yeah, for like a DC2.
For a DC2. Split fire coil pack for an S13. Nismo.
Slide cylinder.
Yeah, Nismo slave cylinder. Bunch of Bride stuff for the back of seats. This is all extra stuff that comes in that not good enough to sell, or we just take it off some of the seats because it's damaged. But there's spare Bride cushions, Bride back and stuff. Recaro ones as well. There's a couple of harnesses in here because we are not allowed to sell harnesses because they are
Out of date.
out of date.
Like
Various doors for stuff that might be in somewhat of good condition.
Altezas and
Altezza,
Evo 3.
Evo 3, bunch of different
Altezas,
doors. Altezza's, Starlets.
S4D.
This is all random scutter then, like stuff that we'll probably end up chucking out. Probably seen this from videos. We imported this 2 years ago. It's a C35 Laurel and it has an RB26 inside. Probably can't see it, it's a bit dark. But there is an RB26 hiding in here. Here we are. Forgot to show you this. So I don't know if IKEA Formula still make them, but it's like turning your normal gearbox into like a sequential style gearbox. I think this is for an RB25 box. Shit, it comes with its own little shifter and everything. It's actually kind of cool. It's the fucking manual here. a Quen shifter. It's a big dish.
19s, are they?
Yeah, so we do custom lifts. What are these? 19 by 5.5. All our bride seats are gone.
We had like 30 of these and now
30
there's
seats.
3.
We only have 3 seats left. There's now
Carbon Kevlar.
Carbon Kevlar backed Z1. It's actually an artist. It's got the half-built engines,
Eventually.
half-built gearboxes, slightly dead beams engine. It's just pallets of crap. It's an Evo 3 rear bootleg just hiding up there. There's more dead SR stuff awaiting some kind of a rebuild. All just interior bits and scutter, windshields, stuff that
Evo 3 bits.
slightly worth keeping. Got some props. It's an RB25 P37s
For a customer.
For a customer. We're going to start importing Enkeys, a shit ton of Enkeys soon. That's the plan. But that's our small collection of Enkeys at the moment. We also sell Japan racing wheels. We used to keep a stock here. This is, I guess, the local stock or whatever's left, but most of it just gets sent direct to the customer now. But there's still a bunch of them here. I guess if you're looking for cheaper option wheels, that's what we got. We sell a lot of Japan racing. They're a cheaper alternative to genuine wheels. It's a get rag out of an R34 GTR.
CD09.
CD09. A bunch of R154s, CD09s. I think there's a W58 hiding in there.
Ta-dam, 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 ta-dam.
Hey, they're very nice. We have a lot of nice SSRs, and there's a good few there. We need to list the rest of them on the website.
VO2.
GT VO2s, yeah.
I was wrong.
Very, very nice. We're also the dealer for CST. Circuit Spec Tune. Oh yeah, we also do 720.
720s.
Sell a good few of them. We have a lot of windscreens, R34, R32, Skyline windscreens up there. Weird windscreens for stuff like Laurels, RX-7s. We got a bunch of cages. It's a cage for an MX-5, a 180SX, like a JZX-90. Pretty rare. R32, Nismo, kind of
Intercooler surround.
intercooler surround. It slots in and the intercooler sits behind it.
There's a carbon.
There's a carbon R33 grill trust gracer side steps for an R33, and then just a bunch of other grills then for Sylvia's R32s, S13s. Sadly, this was an optional extra roof visor for a JZX100, but it's damaged somewhere. It has a crack on it, so it's missing a piece. So I don't know if that would bother anybody, but that's a really cool item. I guess if you're into this kind of stuff, you probably want it in pristine condition. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, that got damaged in transit, so it's just lived there ever since. Just like our wheel wall, we have an engine wall. This is a Alteza engine with the head missing.
That was seized.
Yeah, so this is seized. So as we say, engines come in, they get like compression tested, and then we check stuff and we just inspect things. And then if they're fucked, they get sent away to our friend Bob, and then he makes them all better. We got a bunch of 2Js because they're usually our bread and butter. Funnily enough, the 2Js are actually starting to dry up in Japan. So that's why we've started selling LSs, because a lot of our customers are drift car customers. The supply of 2Js, 1Js and RBs are starting to slowly dry up in Japan. The prices are creeping up. Even since I've been here for the last couple of years, I've noticed the prices go up and up because they're getting harder and harder to find. EJ20s, more
Memes.
2Js that need to go to Bob, SRs, more 2Js, 1Js, more 1Js. There's a crazy V8.
Nissan
SEMA. There's a beam out of an ST Celica.
Red Top.
It's an RB26. Another engine which is pretty much
Drying
gone
up,
out of control in Japan. Price wise, what are these now? Like 4 or 5 grand or something
Yeah.
mad. Apparently they made only 40,000 Supras,
Fuck.
but they made 300,000 Aristos. So the only cars the 2J twin turbo came in is the Aristo and the Supra. So otherwise you would all be fucked because you would not be pulling them out of Supras to chuck them into drift cars. But we have the Aristo, sadly, as the donor car to tank for all these engines. Same with the 1Js, they came in like Crowns and a bunch of cars you would not expect them to come in. That's why we have a lot of them as well. More beans, got some SRs. Thankfully they made the S chassis for a long time. Here's some of the V8s.
V8 head.
Yeah, they've actually sold really well. I know if you're American and you watch this, you're probably like, whatever. These engines are very hard to come by over here, and they're perfect for old hot rod restorations. You know, someone looking for
And drift cars.
reliable power in a drift car. But that's how drifting is going, and if people want to keep up with the competition, they can either build a crazy 1J or 2J. That's if they're doing competitive drifting, or you can go and get something like an LS or whatever. But, can't argue, they're a pretty amazing engine. They're just a big slab of American chunk. Everything you see above them is just aero. So that's all just bumpers, lips, skirts. The stuff that comes mostly in the JDM Distro containers are body panels. Just the awkward stuff that you can't just buy. If you buy something from Up Garage or whatever, like stuff that you can't ship here, obviously then it makes sense to put it in our container. So all the big bulky items like engines, wheels and aero are the stuff that we sell a lot of, because that's the stuff that people just can't get shipped from Japan, and that's why we exist. That's pretty much JDM Distro in a nutshell. Yeah, if you have any suggestions of stuff you want to see us film, we're going to try and switch it up a little bit, you know. I know it's amazing to film the containers. It'd be nice to throw a little bit of variety. We may call down to customers' cars and sheds and maybe check some stuff out as well. But try and throw a little bit of variation in, because work is sometimes monotonous here, so we're kind of doing the same stuff all the time, you know. Pretty much what we do is just import stuff and unload it and pack it and ship it and send it away. So if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see us film, let us know. We are interested. Goodbye. Now get out, MTV Cribs. Fucking see you.